Welcome. In this video, we will discuss about the holographic imaging. Now, if you actually look into the past few decades back itself, many sci-fi movies used to depict the hologram and it looked like such a magical or such a out of the world kind of technology that it was seemed as not feasible. But today we are in an era where holographic imaging has been utilized for various purpose and hologram has become a reality. So this is the kind of a background that you would need to know. In this particular video, we will discuss why the holographic imaging was in use, what are its newfound application. Then we will also discuss a little bit about what holography is. So let's begin. So the first thing that we need to know is that why this thing was in use. So it was in use because scientists have developed a method using holographic imaging to detect both viruses and antibodies. So now we all know COVID-19 has kind of triggered a different kind of research and R&D in terms of how tests are conducted, how we can detect viruses like at a very easy level or like rapid test. So this particular thing has been spearheaded, and now what scientists have found that holographic imaging could actually detect viruses as well as antibodies. The method uses laser beam to record holograms of their test beads. So test beads is something which get recorded. The surface of the beads are activated with biochemical binding site that attract either antibodies or virus particles. So this particular say how holographic imaging is actually leading to the detection of viruses as well as antibodies. So there are some biochemical binding site which attract either the antibodies or virus particle depending on the intended test. The binding antibodies or viruses cause the beads to grow by a few billionth parts of a meter. Scientists can detect this growth through changes in the beads hologram. So this is how this particular holographic imaging is going to help us detect the viruses as well as antibodies. So this was the background why holographic imaging was in use. You don't actually have to understand the entire process, what is exactly happening, but few think that holographic imaging has found application in pharmaceutical industry as well in terms of how tests are conducted. So that is one of the major takeaway from this particular news. Now let's move forward and try to understand what is holography. So what is holography? It is a process that creates three-dimensional images called hologram. So what happens through holography is the formation of holograms. The one you see the 3D images, like in the movies you must have definitely seen that there are many holograms get projected now and then. Many sci-fi movies have depicted this since decade, but this has now become a very much a reality. This is done using laser beam. So you have to understand what is the concept of physics which is applied over here. So what happened, laser beams is used for this particular holography and it leads to various physical phenomena. What are these? Interference, diffraction, light intensity recording, illumination of the recording. So these are the physical or the physics phenomena that happens which actually lead to the formation of 3D figure, what we call as hologram. Now this particular thing was discovered way back in 1971 when Hungarian and British physicist Dennis Gabor, he was the one who was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics for the invention and development of holographic method. So in 1971 itself holographic method were developed, but their wide scale application, that is a thing of a recent past only. So this is the major idea. You don't have to really understand overall mechanism, just know that laser beams are used for the holography. Then the physics concept, the properties of interference, diffraction, light intensity recording and illumination of recording. These four principles of physics or how the light behave in terms of interference and diffraction, these properties are utilized in order to create a 3D kind of a figure. So this is something you need to know in terms of holography. Now let's also try to see what is the thing with the major uniqueness of these images. So the images created so change according to the relative position of the individual viewer, as if the object displayed are actually present. So that is why, so the hologram that you see looks like a person is there itself. So It happens because of the like the perspective, how the light bends in our like eye lenses, and how the perspective change, giving it the feel that the person, that particular object is there. So that is the uniqueness of hologram. What are its potential applications? So it has been used in military mapping. So in this particular year prelims, they have asked about the at present level, at present level what could be done. So at present level of technology itself, for holographic imaging, military mapping is already being done. Information storage has already been taken care of. Medical, we just have discussed about it, how this particular holographic imaging are being used for detecting viruses as well as antibodies. Then also for fraud and security, this is something you have seen very often, like in your credit card or debit card, you see the chip which is like it changes the color, and the silverish one which gets blue and all. So that particular thing is also a hologram. So for security and fraud, like detecting fraud, that particular application of hologram is also very much in use. And finally art. So hologram is also used for depicting arts. So that is also one of the application of holography. So these are the few things that you need to know. So I hope you have understood this video. If you have any doubt, feel free to drop a comment. The things that you have to discuss or you have to remember from this is definitely what is holography, how holograms are formed, what are the physics principles which are involved over here, not very much in detail but at least the cursory view, and finally the application. The most important part is actually the application. So these are the things that you need to know. So I hope you have understood this video. If you have any doubt, feel free to drop a comment. Thank you.